everyone, I'm Malcolm Payne, a Chess International Master from the UK, and welcome to match day 3 of the first Choker Challenge Cup. I'm honoured to have as my co-commentator today Jeff Gross, a professional poker player and streamer with over $5 million in earnings. Jeff will be offering his insights into the poker and Choker, while I'll be commentating on the fast and furious chess phase of this revolutionary game. My thanks to Chess24 for hosting, and to get involved, download the Choker app at the Apple Store or at Google Play. Now, tonight, we've got an awful lot more poker in Choker than we've had in the last couple of matchups. The match day 1 and match day 2 featured chess player against chess player. Both matches were a shutout. Fairly comprehensive victories for both, but tonight we have two players who are predominantly poker enthusiasts or poker professionals, or semi-professionals even. We have Matt Staples, a very, very successful poker streamer with huge online earnings, against Bill Perkins, who's a hedge fund manager, but plays an awful lot of poker and has made some really big money wins, even though he doesn't play full time. Jeff, how do you rate the poker abilities, or if you like, the poker playing strength of these two relative to each other?
Yeah, this is going to be really interesting. I also know both of these gentlemen very well. Bill's one of my closest friends for over 8 years, and Matt Staples also done some projects and work. He's on Team Party Poker as well as myself. It's one of the Staple brothers, and Bill and Matt actually know each other pretty well, and Matt has even been on Bill's boat, on this very boat that he's streaming from and playing from, and Matt knows Bill from a stream boat situation we went. So these were both very familiar with each other in their poker ability and games and chess. I think it's going to be hard to call, but I guess it's just very different. You have Matt Staples, who's a young grinder online background player, and Bill Perkins, who is a businessman first, but he's got a fair amount of poker earnings as well, including £1 million buy-in, the largest ever. He made the final table last July at the Triton. Wow. So it's just pretty different. You got a little different schools here between live and online experience, and one does it for a living and streams a lot, and others professional, not a professional poker player. So it's a contrasting styles. It's gonna be interesting. I don't really know. I'm not really sure that chess ability, as a matter of fact, either. I'm not sure Matt's chess ability. I know Bill enjoys to play and play some, so I'm not really sure who to pick here.
Wow, so very hard to call. But Matt, if you like, has combined the multitasking of streaming and playing a little bit more than Bill, who prefers the face-to-face poker play, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, and
here they go.
I think they've started. I reckon that one of the key things here is going to be the ability to play chess really, really fast. So what's happening here? We have the big blind is 1,000. We have a pot size of 10.
Yeah, so the pot's already you can see it's up to 5K, and see some firing. There is betting each round, and there's you can see Matt's reactions. He's seeing the pieces he's getting. Looks like a pretty strong hand, no?
He's getting a fantastic hand, 2 queens and 2 rooks. So there are 3 phases in Choker. The first one, the dealing and the betting phase that you're seeing now. Then the players will use their pieces. They'll place them. It's called the placement phase. They put them on a chessboard, and once that's finished, well, then they play with the pieces they've got and try and deliver checkmate. Gosh, this is the strongest hand I think we've seen, Jeff, so far, isn't it? After four cards. Goodness me, and a bishop. So what is that? That's 18, 28, 30. Yeah, that's a record. That's a record for Choker match play. 31 points.
Televised, right? Televised match play.
Yeah. Certainly for this match, for the Choker Cup, it's a record hand. What's Bill got? He's got 5, 7, 10, 13, which is kind of below the average. He's running out of time to make a decision. Is he going to play or is he going to fold? He's gone all in. He's got all in. He's going to get absolutely annihilated.
That's not what you want to see when you start placing pieces and you're on pawn, and you got Matt's coming in with heat right away. So this will. If Matt can't close this, then I think he's in real trouble. This is definitely a big advantage for Matt.
Okay, so he's put his rook opposite Bill's rook. That's interesting. That would allow an exchange. There'll be an exchange straight away. So Bill is going to He's put a pawn on the edge of the board. No, that pawn is no use at all over there. That pawn doesn't achieve anything. You needed to put that pawn near his king. That was not good.
Okay. So
the best setup is always to have the pawns around your king to give it protection. So that's gonna. Oh, I think that's yeah. So what Matt's done is this is what we call doubled rooks. So these two rooks here and here, they are doubled on the F line, and there's an immediate danger to play rook takes rook check. If the game were to start now, that would be instant annihilation, more or less, for black.
So at this point, is Bill hoping for the clock? Is that what his hope is?
I think that's got to be what he's relying on. We can see the clocks at the bottom. The times are about equal, 144 seconds for Matt. Bill's got 140 seconds. Well, that's just over 2 minutes. Okay, there goes a bishop. But Matt's still got a queen to come.
Can see Bill's girlfriend Lara on his Twitch channel. She's peeking in over there, seeing what's going on, taking a look. Bill is on a boat. That is correct. He is streaming and playing from a boat, and that is where he likes to play from. He's down in the Virgin Islands, and definitely not your normal stream setup to be playing from a watercraft.
We've got a great signal, and if the viewers are getting a little bit seasick, well, I'm afraid that's just an occupational hazard this evening.
Yeah, that's part of it.
Because Bill's on his boat, called Singularity, you told me, or it might be Singularity 2. If
yeah, after the hurricane. I was saying, because so actually Matt was down there for. Let me see what's going on here. So they have one more piece each, and what's the clock situation? Actually, Matt's got plenty of time, so Bill's in trouble on the clock as well. So this is not
that bishop is threatening to come down there and win a rook. So Bill set up a threat, actually.
But yeah, so I was just saying they were down there for the on Singularity. There was a house rented in the Virgin Islands, and it was one of the really nasty hurricanes that happened. We were there for maybe 2 days, and then they told us we had to go, and we left, and then the house got dismantled for the most part, and then we never came back. So we didn't get to finish that stream, but we were supposed to be there for a month. So yeah, it was kind of unfortunate, but yeah, we left, and that was it.
Right, Bill has put his knight in the corner to defend his bishop, but it's vulnerable. There it is. Bishop takes knight. That's increasing Matt's material advantage to absolutely colossal proportions now. So we're talking, let me see, 10, 19, 22 points, plays 12, 14. Yeah, 23 points, plays 14. Okay, so Bill strikes back with the bishop move that I pointed out before, pinning the rook against the king. So Bill's at least going to win 5 points for 3, but Matt's in with a check on the king. Bill's only got 55 seconds. He moves his king. That was a pretty quick move.
I wonder what the chess professionals are saying. They must have some unconventional stuff going, I imagine, right? I don't
just
even
a little
know
bit, but a lot of it made a lot of sense, actually, Jeff, as well. So it was some pretty good stuff interspersed with one or two slightly eccentric moves. I agree. Yeah. I think that the danger here is, so it's check to the king. Bill just needs to hang on here. I mean, he just needs to play rope-a-dope chess and just survive and just see if he can make Matt run out of time. You remember in one of the games where Anna was playing Santos that
yes.
Anna was winning, but she was desperately using too much time trying to figure out how to win.
She set the preset move, and then he made an interesting play that didn't calibrate to what she thought he was going to do, and then it threw her off, and she ended up not getting to close out that match. So I mean, yeah, it's never over, right? You got to play the game, and Bill is actually, though, his time is that's the biggest factor. Bill could at least have had the time advantage. He'd have a little more hope, but he's in trouble on time. And
okay, he's picked up a piece, but he's picked up a bishop, but unfortunately he's losing a bishop back. That's queen check to the king vertically, and that bishop is going to go as well. So Bill's going to be hopelessly outgunned here. Oh, he's folded. Oh, yeah, he understood. It's over. He's resigned. So rather than be checkmated.
What are the professionals? What do they prefer? Do they usually let it run out, or do they withdraw? What's the standard etiquette in chess?
It's kind of in chess. You usually resign before you're checkmated. Although I think from a presentational point of view, when a game is online, particularly for beginners, I think it's better just to play it out to checkmate so people can see how it happens, but that very rarely happens in professional chess. In fact, I write a chess column 365 days a year for the Daily Telegraph newspaper here in London, and sometimes when I'm showing a Grandmaster game, I actually have to explain why one player resigned. It's like that. So,
yeah, it makes sense. I think it's good to see how it finishes, but this is again, that was like I said, the styles. I think Bill's going to be more about the all in, and Matt may make some folds. So that actually, it's not just like, okay, Bill's all in, whatever. Like, there will be some strategy that Matt may kind of decide. Like in that particular instance, Matt had a very good hand, but if he had a moderate hand, he may fold. Whereas Bill, I don't know if it's going to be laying down so much. He may just take what he's given and say, let's run it. Or Matt may actually fold. So it depends, right? In that particular one, Matt had the better distribution. So, that's just going to line up well for him, because he's going to.
He had an incredible hand. I think it was an easy decision for him, wasn't it? Well, he was going to play on. It was the only question whether he wanted to try and reel Bill in, but that question was answered for him when Bill went all in anyway. So it's like,
it wasn't hard. Wasn't a hard call.
Oh, we're about to start, so let's watch the betting phase.
Looks like we got it going there. Yeah, Bill, one of the downsides of the boat life is there is some internet issues once in a while, and I think we're seeing a bit of lag, but it looks like it's working. But yeah, so I'd say there's a handful that play chess. Like, I think more traditional background of the game is backgammon. There's some backgammon players that come over, Magic the Gathering. There's a group that was doing that and kind of moved in, but chess as well. I know a handful of talented chess players or people that enjoy chess that are world-class poker players, like Dan Smith, Charlie Carell, also, just to name a few. But it's it makes sense, right? It's a game, but there's it's a skill game, and it's fun, and especially like the blitz and these type of faster variations, I think is very appealing to people that maybe aren't as that have a poker background, or like the backgammon, right? Games that are a little bit quicker. If you start adding the clock and element to it, it makes it more appealing for that type of game. So
we've got two cards each on the table. We can see that Matt's got a rook and a pawn. That's a difficult one, but he's folded. Okay, I'm not sure rook and pawn I would always fold.
This is what I'm saying. I think Matt's gonna show be a little more selective. Also, he knows Bill and his personality well. So, like, I think we're gonna see Bill willing to be all in pretty light, like with almost any situation. So Matt may, strategically say, look, I can lay down a hand or two because I can find a better position. And here it goes.
Now, the big blind there was 2,000 chips. So Matt went down for viewers with little experience of poker. Matt started with 9,000 in the pot, and then you'll see that on the bottom right-hand corner, his chip stack went down to 7 because of the big blind, which was 2,000. Jeff, the small blind is half the big blind, right?
Yeah, so it should be 1K, 2K. So maybe he lost the big blind. I didn't see which one he was in.
Yeah, he was big.
So 2, and then this next hand he has 1, and there it is. Looks like
another fold.
Okay.
Bill folds. Okay, so this is going. We were right, Jeff. You said last week that you thought that this match would go on a lot longer than the others because they'll just be a little bit more subtle, a little bit more considered in their betting, and it's quite interesting that the pot's not fluctuating that much, and they're being very careful. Quite a few folds. We've already had more folds in this clash than we had in the whole of the last 2 weeks' matches.
Right. Yeah, and I think again that shows that there's going to be I think generally a poker playing background is going to pay a lot more attention to that and be more cognizant of the ability to fold and wait for a hand, just like in a heads up match in poker. When you're heads up and you understand that a starting hand, it's called the computer hand. If you get dealt a queen and a 7, that is the exact middle hand in no limit Texas Hold'em to expect. So if you get queen 8 offsuit, you would assume that you have a slightly better starting hand. So it'd be interesting to know what the exact medium hand is, right, to have in choker, and then be able to sort of calibrate from that and realize, like, as the cards get dealt, where you're at, right? So you have a good idea of what on average where you're at, and that's something that, again, I would have no idea, but I'm sure you could figure out pretty quickly, and based on the amount of total points you have and kind of see where you're at. That's something that's valuable to know and to understand what you want to do. And we see another one.
Wow, that was interesting, because actually I was looking at the hands they'd be dealt. They were roughly level, so there was really no need to fold there. But of course he didn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now we've got a decent disparity, right, Jeff? 14,000 to 6.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is where at some point though, with the blinds and antes, even you have to sort of just go with it, right? If you're laying down, similar to poker, there's a certain point where you get short enough and you have to just take a stand. You can't just blind down. You can't expect to get down to one big blind and come back, because you have to win so many in a row. So I think
it's important to emphasize that. It's important to emphasize, isn't it, that if you are about to play a hand and your chip stack isn't sufficient to meet the big blind, then that's how you lose.
And we see.
Oh, there was a promotion. Yeah, he looks to me like he got a queen there, right? He got a promoted pawn to a queen.
Look at that hand.
Wow.
That's a big hand.
The fourth dealt pawn goes to a queen.
Yeah, we may have lost Bill's feed. I think his Twitch went down. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but that's okay. We can see the board. We can see the board from Matt's point of view, so that's fine. Okay.
Well, as long as Bill can still play, hopefully he doesn't get.
Yeah, he's still playing. He's putting his pawns on the board.
Yep. Well, again, I think we're gonna have to say Matt has got a strong hand here.
Oof. Queen and, you remember from last week, I said queen and knight, they're all right because they complement each other in the way they move. So the queen can move diagonally, horizontally, and vertically, whereas the knight moves in an L shape uniquely for chess pieces. So those two pieces together cover all the bases. They can move in any single direction. Once again, though, Bill's put his pawns on the edge of the board. He really shouldn't do that. They're actually no use there. So look, that rook is now threatening to go all the way down into white's territory, and we could have put a couple of pawns. We would have put a pawn here and here, for example. That would have prevented that as being an option, much better than pawns there and there. So those two pawns, it's very, very hard to promote a pawn in Shoka. It's just the way it works. So really, your pawns are, rather than thinking them as going on the offense, it's really much better if you just have them as defensive units. Okay, that's a good move. Knight in front of the king. That's a good placement. Oh, here comes the second queen.
Bill is an incredibly smart individual, and I just, I think it's fair to say he has not done a lot of choker research or studying or so far, right? So he is just in here learning as he goes, and I doubt Matt's done too much, but Matt may have taken a peek at some of the prior matches or read up a bit.
I mean, the first time I played choker, I was all at sea. I was completely clueless. So it's extremely, I would say, almost disorienting in a way to play choker for the first time. But then you get into it quickly and you learn. So there's some serious danger here. Actually, this is actually a checkmate threat on the move for black. Were he to have the move here, he'd be able to checkmate, bring the queen down there. I'm sure. Well, first of all, Bill will move first anyway, but he'll probably want to cover that.
Oh, he has a card still, yeah?
Yeah, he's got one more card to play, one more piece to place. I think if it was, I think something on that square, square would.
Bill's running out of time. He's already down to 54 seconds, point. And he hasn't.
Oh my goodness!
Even
he's going to have 50 seconds to do checkmate, and his opponent's got two queens.
He might be timing out.
Yeah.
He may have lost internet connection. I can't imagine it would take this long for Bill to place a piece. So, listen, no one's going to shed a tear for Bill playing on a boat, but you come into the Choker Cup and you're on a shoddy connection, you may have to, you may have DC'd.
I'm going to have to start looking up my disconnection rules. So 8,000 in the pot. So the rule is first game complete, which it is. One player, no player has.
Looks like he did get in, but he's got 12 seconds.
There we go.
Left.
He's got 12 seconds. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
He's going to have to play a game of chess in the chess. He's got 12 seconds left.
Matt realizes that, I'm sure.
Yeah. They're allowed to communicate with each other, aren't they? That was a great move by Bill, by the way, putting that rook there, because that eliminated that checkmate threat. So that was an excellent. That was probably the best move on the board. But he's run out of time.
I mean, I don't know. The rules are the rules. I think is that it? Is that? Oh, that was the game, not the match.
Yeah, that was game.
The match?
Yeah.
But is that two? That's two.
So hands played 5. Yep, so that's 1. Is that 1-0? Yep, there we go. And it will become 2-0, absolutely. So, yep, that will go 2-0. It's the best of 5 clashes. So, must win now for Bill. He's in the elimination station. But I'm sure he'll have figured it out now. We'll see him playing a bit quicker.
Looks like Bill's having a snack too. Bill's again, Bill on a boat. No one's upset, whatever. But yeah, hopefully we get at least a fair shake. You know, Matt, I'm sure wouldn't want to win by technicality, but you know,
yes,
we're gonna see here. Maybe Bill shouldn't run his Twitch stream because that could be hurting his internet. You know, that takes bandwidth, and I see his Twitch is going.
Right.
So
maybe that'll make it a bit quicker. Yeah. But it's actually interesting that Bill's shown some very, very good chess moves, but he's been outgunned just in terms of the number of pieces on the board. So that's caused him some problems.
It's 2-0 Matt right now. So 3-0 would first of 3 wins. It's a best of 5, but we're making sure I think Bill's internet is sorted out before they get into the actual game. So we saw last Bill come out time. Yeah, it looks like this is going to be underway with the match right here, and we'll get to see the draw of pieces. This is again must win for Bill, and we see a couple of pawns for Matt. See the 500 1K blinds, each player starting with 10,000 chips, so pot is 1.5, and depends if Bill wants to call, fold, or raise, and he does min raise, so he clicks it over to Matt, and Matt can either fold, call, or raise to continue to keep the pieces going, and he's giving it a good think. Does call, so he's going to want to see one more. Oh, there's a third pawn, which does go see the promotion, and the next, actually, I'm sorry, 2 more pieces come in. So we see him with a check. He's going to see what Bill wants to do. Bill, we can see, actually, no, can we not see? I'm looking at his Twitch stream as well, so I don't think we've seen Bill's hand here on the feed directly, but you know, this does not look like an amazing hand for Matt, and Bill's really laid the pressure on here. He's saying 4,000 if you want to continue, and Matt says, you know what, that is enough, and that is going to be an advantage now. Bill with the lead. Matt decides to wait and try for another batch of cards, so he does have that option, and Bill's going to take the lead in this particular match. So it is, again, Matt Staples cards you get to see here. And you know, Matt's gonna just lay it down again. Looks like calls. I'm sorry. He was thinking about folding. He does call. And that's there you go. We're getting to see Bill getting a little momentum here. He's got about a 2-to-1 chip lead, 13.5 to 6.5. See if Bill can get one. It's threatening to go 3-0 again. Matt's going to try to sweep. And he's showing a little bit of frustration. And look at this. Matt is getting close to all in. He's going to check it over to Bill. And now we're going to get to see again. We have the pressure put on. Does Matt want to call all in? So he either has to decide, does he want to play or fold? I think, you know, he's running out of chips, if you will. If he folds here, he may have to just take his. He is all in. So he decided, you know what? I just gonna see what I get on my last card. We're gonna play and take it into the playing phase. So here it is. Bill, let's see what Bill's got. This time Bill, we would assume, has the advantage on pieces, although, you know, we don't really know, right? Because Bill's pretty aggressive. So it's hard to say. what exactly Bill's got, and we'll see. Oh, there it is. Right away, just shows the power. He's got the queen. There's some emojis being thrown. And Matt is going to go ahead and he's saddling up here. He's ready for a fight. He is all in. If he were to win, if Bill wins, he would take this down. If Matt wins, they would continue on because Bill is covering, but Matt would still be in if he were to take down the 7. I believe the pot is, see, Bill has 7K chips behind. I think there's a 13K pot.
Is this the biggest pot of the match so far then, Jeff?
Yeah, this is of course a very important. Looks like we do have Malcolm back. This is a very important one for Bill, of course, because he is in trouble overall in this in the matchup currently with the 2-0 deficit. So
bishop, pawn, and rook to come for Matt, but this is Bill's chance, Jeff. He's got a queen on the board. And a rook. This is his chance to win the pot.
What do you think of that rook placement there?
Brilliant. That was perfect. That was absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect, because that rook is now threatening to come all the way down here. So that move there, that placement covers it. But that was a great move by Bill. Always put your rooks on open files. By files, I mean the lines going up and down. You're seeing.
Is that normal for Bill to show his queen to place that, or would normally you place that as your last card?
Yeah, that would be. I would normally keep my queen in reserve. Of course, it's psychologically quite intimidating, particularly if your opponent doesn't have a queen. Right. But okay, so we've got a pawn there, which quite aggressively placed. But I think the pawns are better placed around the king. But that pawn move isn't too bad. The thing that's good about Bill's pawns is they're all connected. It's really important to try and keep your pawns connected if you can keep them so, because they protect each other. Because pawns take diagonally, so that means those pawns are what we call a solid pawn chain. Okay, that was a good move. Another pawn in front of the king. Good placement. 13K pot. Wow. This could change this clash completely. So 4 cards placed each. What's Bill got left? Oh, another queen. Oh, Matt looks completely fed up with that. But Bill's only got 70 seconds. So, the thing is, when you've got a huge material advantage like that, you shouldn't waste too much time figuring out where to put them. Just put them somewhere where they can't be taken and just get on with it. Now, Bill just needs to head for Matt's king. I want to see that rook coming down there. I want to see that queen coming down there, going for the jugular. That's what he needs to do, and he needs to do it real quick. As soon as there we go. And he did it. Queen there. King moved across. Actually, that's pretty much committing Harry Kiri on the chessboard. If Bill were to move his other queen in here, it's all over, because there's such an amount of firepower down there, it'll be all over. He could also move. Oh, he's found another way of doing it, actually. That's quite neat. He's putting pressure on that pawn there with the queen. I think he's possibly getting ready to bring the rook in. Yeah, all Matt's doing is moving his king up and down. He's just trying to, what we say in chess, Jeff, is he's trying to flag him. In the old days in chess, we used to have a chess timers, which weren't digital. Some of them are still in use today. And as the minute hand came towards the hour, it would push a little flag device up. And when that flag device fell, you knew it was exactly the hour and you'd lost on time. So there's an expression trying to flag the opponent.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Bill's down to 20 seconds. And 20 seconds. Has great pieces, but this is...
he needs to do the deed. He needs to bring this rook in. We have a saying in chess, bring everyone to the party, right? Use all your pieces. He needs to bring this rook to the party. Check. Oh, good move. Now, rook down to the back. Yeah, I can see Matt's seen it. Now, come on, now is the time to bring in that last piece. Good move, Bill. Right, only move bishop there. Now, pin and win. 7 seconds. He's got to find rook there, and he can do it. Rook takes bishop. No, that wasn't the way. Oh, he's not going to do it. He's going to run out of time. Oh, shame. He's going to lose on time. Oh, no.
Oh, man.
He lost on time. He had it. Absolutely. Wow, that was a big pot to lose. What a shame. Gosh, Matt was very lucky there. I think if Bill had like just another 10 or 15 seconds, he'd have just done that easily.
Man.
But it's difficult. Chess at speed is difficult.
Time is... Yes, it is. Really adds another element to it. So now Matt with the big advantage here to close this out. Bill's in trouble.
Big blind is 3,000.
Actually, last year it was Bill's 50th birthday party, and it was at Necker Island, Richard Branson's place, and he was playing Branson almost every day. In the morning, they would be playing chess there. It was pretty cool to see Bill and him went neck and neck in some good games, but it was not speed chess, so yeah.
Yeah, we've seen Richard Branson playing. Multiple queens demoted. He had 2 queens, and one of his queens became a pawn. That is really annoying.
Yeah,
you get 2 queens.
Some of the luck in the game as well.
Yeah,
right? There's
queen, bishop, pawn. Not a bad queen, but it's become a pawn. So that's 7, 8, 11, 12, 15. 15's about average, we think, right? 15 points. We don't know what Bill's got. Okay, but they're both in. What's the pot size here? 17K.
This is for game clash match, right? This is it.
Game clash match. Yep. Elimination stage.
Must win situation for this particular one. And if Bill were to win, though, Matt would be very short with 3,000 chips. We can see a 17,000 chip
swing. Wow.
Pot. So this is it. I mean, this is literally it for Bill. That's gotta win.
It's looking symmetrical here. It's symmetrical. Is he going to put his pawns in the same place, or he's going to tuck it slightly nearer the king? Yeah, I think I like that strategy. Just put the pawns as close to the king as possible. You notice that he has a little escape square, just in case a rook was to arrive there and give check. He's got a little bolt hole in the worst case. That's a good piece to put in, but we can see that Matt's got a queen to come, and as you said, Jeff, he's keeping it in reserve. Where's he going to put the knight? I'd put the knight there so that it guarded that square to negate that rook. He's hovering around, trying to think where to put it. Bill's quicker this time. 100. Yeah, he's used up far less time.
Got a nice, healthy time bank.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that knight there. I'm not so sure about that. Oh, we got the boat back.
Bill's nice. There he is.
Nice move, Bill. Threatening the knight, with the rook. But here comes Matt's queen. Deployed specifically to defend that knight.
Matt looks like he's saying on massive tilt, or I made a mistake. He looks like he wants it back.
I think he wanted to put that queen elsewhere. There you go. There goes the queen. Okay, and there's only a bishop to come. Only a bishop to come for Matt.
Bill's having a couple snacks. He's on a boat. He's relaxed. No pressure here, but
21-17 in points. 21-17 in points for Bill. He's looking very relaxed. Goodness me.
Yeah, Matt knows he's got that poker player mentality. Heads up. He knows that when you can finish someone off, you got to do it because it's never over till it's over. He doesn't want to see Bill, scoops this. Then he's at a big disadvantage in this particular game, and then all of a sudden it's 2-1, and then he's got a dogfight. So Matt wants to close it out.
He's not going to be able to if he plays that move that I just suggested, but actually that's also good. That's also an excellent move. Queen check. Excellent.
What it sounds to me that you obviously know most of the best moves at all times, right? Especially with some time to look at it. It sounds like these guys are not making the optimal move in spots, but their instincts are pretty good. That they're making okay moves where they're not punting particularly away the game, but they're not using the.
I think Bill's first move. I think Bill's play's been perfect. I think his move was just as good as mine, if not better. And he's cleaned him up. 2 rook. Yeah, he played beautiful chess there. So now he just needs to win that last knight. Whoops, Matt's just let the knight go as well. That could get whipped off at any moment. Gone. So Bill's just, he should be playing that quickly. Yeah, well done. Yeah, Matt hadn't seen that. You can see that's all written all over his face. He's completely fed up with that. Okay, all that he can do now is hope to flag him. Now, one really nice move would be pawn there, taking those 2 squares away from the black king and just creating what we call a mating net. Rook there is a good start. Well done. Not much time used. Now rook there, and then get a rook here, and it's mate. That's the way to set it up. King there doesn't. We got a little symbol there. He's offering him a draw. No way, man. No way. No way. I was just said to, oh, well done. What a move, Bill. He must be hearing me. No, he's just a very talented, intuitive chess player. That was a fantastic move. And there goes the rook, exactly as I was predicting. He's found the way to do it. It's checkmate very soon. There's mate threat there. That's the only way to survive. Now he just needs to give him a check. Oh, okay, that's going to let him out. But good. That's a good move. That's now probably the easiest thing would be just to bring your own king in and gradually squeeze him. That's it. Good player. Played quickly. Played very quickly. See how quickly he played that, Jeff? Played in 2 or 3 seconds. Now, with these two rooks, there's a way of playing what's called a lawnmower checkmate, where they take up positions adjacent to each other and check the king all the way back down the board. Okay, now king forward would be the best move here. Well done. Good move. Now, now we want the lawnmower checkmate. So rook there or rook there. That'll do it. Well done. Now, cut him off. Let's go rook here. And that's also good, but only 54 seconds. Ah, it's mate in 1 if he finds it. It's mate in 1 if he finds it. Well done. Awesome play by Bill. Chokemate.
Matt with the golfer's clap.
Well played.
Very nice. There he gets it. Gets his man. So, but it's not over. That's still Matt still has some chips behind. So, or is it? Is that 2-1, or did he have?
I think that might be 2-1, depending on the blinds. Yep, 2-1 it is. Well
so
played.
That's exactly it. It was actually, that's interesting. Yeah, if you can't cover the big blind, it's over. So he did have 3K. So that was essentially, that was must win.
Fantastic.
He was all in. That's interesting. That is a nuance. That is different in poker, where if you have any chips left, it's even if you can't cover the big blind, you could still double up for what you have. So that is that's interesting. It's an interesting caveat, but I kind of like it.
Certainly makes it faster, doesn't it? It makes the action come all the more quicker. There's more ways to lose, more ways to be eliminated.
Yeah.
Okay, there goes the mid-match snack. Looks to me like we get a little pat on the cheek. Congratulations. Now we're going to explain how we did it. Absolutely, like you always want to do when you win a game of chess. Right.
Yeah, it's also very exciting today that the wild card is going to be announced after this match with Alexandra Botez next week. We'll be playing the wild card, so that announcement will be coming up today, which is very cool. That someone from the, I don't know how you call it, just from the world of playing on Choker is able to compete in this. So that's going to be exciting.
Choker community. So we've got someone from the Choker community, and we don't know anything about them. They're about as wild as a wild card can be.
Oh, Bill just got stuffed in the face.
Yeah.
His girlfriend, I don't know what happened, but he just took it in the face, literally.
I think that was just make sure you win this one, mate.
Yeah. I didn't hear don't know the context. He's laughing at least. It looks like a friendly slap, but I mean, he won the game and got hit. Imagine he had lost.
If he lost it, doesn't matter thinking about it, does it?
Who knows? Yeah. Who knows what would have happened, but...
So, this is interesting. Could we be heading for an Empress here? 3 pieces and 2 pieces? Or will we know if we get a third pawn? Of course, that'll promote, so that's no... So, if Matt gets a third pawn, that will
like a big bet.
Automatically.
What we know is Bill is firing. He is putting pressure on early on the betting phase.
4,500 bet called. Okay. So here's the 5th card. That was a nice card, a queen. So 2.
Pretty sure Bill's...
So 15 points. 15 points. That's got pretty standard, pretty average hand. We'll see what Bill's got.
And he put them all in. So this is it. I mean, we're all in. This is for either to be 2-2 or 3-2 game over. So this is now we are in another must-win situation for Bill.
Yep. Okay. So Matt's placed his pawn in front of his king. Bill's done the same. Now that pawn needs to go a bit further back. Ooh, I don't know about that. No, I'd rather keep the pawn nearer the king, maybe 2 squares back. I'd have definitely popped the pawn there, or maybe there to cover the right flank. Maybe that's risky. A rook, okay. But Matt's got.
What would be the difference in putting the rook there versus in the corner? What's the advantage?
Very little difference in practice. Virtually no difference, I would say. So that rook there is covering. So that rook was threatening to come all the way down. So that covers it. I think if I might usually put them on the sides, but at the same time, that if your pieces are closer together, it's easier to defend them. It's a pretty marginal call, I think. Oh, rook and queen as well. Wow. This is going to be very closely matched in terms of points. So they've both put, rooks are worth 5, queens are worth 9, pawns 1. So they've both put, or they could both potentially put 16 points, but Matt is keeping his queen until the end. So Matt's currently got 5 plus 5 plus 2 is 12. Bill's put 15 points out there, but we don't know what he's got.
Is it a big deal? Is it a big difference to put the queen? Is it strategically? Is that actually a big, is it a blunder? Is it not optimal, or is that just...
I would always keep the queen to the end just because it's the most powerful piece on the board, and you don't want your opponent to be able to process that information of where your queen is at the start of the game until... so that you've got limited scope to react if most of the pieces have been put on in the placement phase. That queen is threatening to give a check here, which would be slightly annoying. So Bill wants to maybe make some kind of defensive move. The real question is, what is that last piece he's holding? Is it a pawn? Is it a queen? Is it a knight, bishop, or a rook? I hope for his sake it's something chunky, because if it's just a pawn, it's a knight. Oh, that's clever. He's tempting him. So first of all, so he's got the two knights defending each other there, which is a nice defensive setup. But what he's guarding that square. So if Matt rushes in, only fools rush in, right? That knight will go via an L shape and take the queen. So that was quite cunning. But at the same time, Matt has got...
Even on time,
both with
100 seconds left, roughly. So...
Ooh.
This is
that's a funny move. That's a very funny move. I don't understand that move at all. Just moving the king out into the danger zone. That's kind of...
Maybe so throwing Bill off. Bill's
clever Bill, though. That's a great move. You see what he's doing? He wants to bring the queen in to give a check. That's very cunning stuff. Very clever stuff.
I feel like the poker match should have got best of 7, man. These guys, now we're seeing them get to play and maneuver a bit. You're right. They're figuring it out. This is like they're just getting the grasp of it.
They're getting into it, aren't they? They're warming up and getting a bigger understanding of how the game works. Well, that's a great move. So that's attacking the pawn. That's threatening to do a lot of damage by queen takes pawn laterally. Queen moves across as well as up and down. So immediately the rook moves there to defend the pawn. 83 to 69 on the clock.
Some hesitation going on.
It's very good. These two knights, it's like a psychological barrier. It's sort of, you look at it and you think, how do I break through that? In fact, he could break through it. If he was to play rook takes knight, knight takes rook, queen to the end, that would smash Bill's defenses. He's trying to find a... Oh no, he's lost his queen. Oh, what a blunder. What a blunder.
Does Bill see it?
Sound the siren. Sound the siren.
Is Bill...
Yep, he's ripped it off.
Got it.
Oh, he's
no.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh my goodness. That is...
Oh, this
Matt
match is
real.
swinging.
I mean,
this match is swinging all over the place. And now he's in for the kill. Queen check. King is forced out into the open. Desperate times. Times. Now, bring the knights in. That's it. Oh, he's really into it now. He's playing beautiful chess. Right, another check. King has to go back. Now, let's just stop bringing up another knight or bring in the rook. That's the move.
Bill's showing some real stuff here.
He really is. This is
that queen. That is Bill is. Oh man, this was. You could just see the emotion on the face. This is
check. Yeah,
this is all but over. But
58
the
to 21.
Like...
You know what? This is the ultimate comeback because he's going to flag. He's going to actually flag Matt. Matt's the one who's going to run out of time. The knight comes in, and remember what we said: queen and knight. They're all right. King is. Oh, the king has skewered those two pieces. The king has actually attacked a rook and a knight at the same time. However, he's lost an entire rook, so Bill doesn't actually care, and that really helps because when you've got a material advantage, every exchange helps you because then, if you like, the point count proportionately goes even more in your favor. So now we're looking at 9 plus 15 against 5. Okay, you lost.
Bill's got the time on lock, right? Bill could
38 seconds to 6. It doesn't really matter what he does now. He's going to run out of time. He can't even go queen down to the end because that square is covered, but a rook down to the end because that square is covered. Check, king retreats, knight into his guts. Knight can now take that pawn.
In the time.
He's down to 1 second. He's lost on time. He's gone.
Victory
for Bill.
2-2? 2-2. We're going to have a grudge match, I think.
Wow.
Look at that. That's what you could tell me. You know, that's the thing in poker. I'll tell you what, there's nothing more intense than a heads up match. Because when you're heads up and you have a chip lead, a big lead, it's never over. It may seem like you're a 12-1 underdog in the matchup, but if you double, right, all of a sudden it's like even, and here we go. Bill was down 2-0. He was all in essentially in the match, won it, came back, and now we have a 2-2, and you can see the momentum. This is shifted. This is definitely, you know, this is all you can ask for. Game 5. We've seen a couple 3-0s, so we're getting our money's worth here today. Game 5.
Is he going to get another pre-match slap, though? Did that make all the difference?
That might have helped him. I think it woke him up. Bill was having some tea and crackers, and next thing you know, he caught a hook, and he's focused now.
I think he's really learning the game as he goes, and he's learning as you would expect from someone who's incredibly successful both in his professional life and in his hobby life. He's learning really, really fast.
Matt just stepped off the camera. Matt might have smacked himself in the face on this one for a wake up. He didn't want everyone to see it, but this is Matt's got to get refocused here.
Okay, so we're ready to go. The decisive clash. 2-2, best of 5, 10K.
Who do you think, Malcolm, based on what you've seen so far on their understanding your game, who do you think has a better chance to progress in this poker cup? Who do you think has a better chance to make it to the end based on so far what you've seen?
Well, I can see that Bill is a better chess player. It wasn't immediately apparent, but he's been getting more and more into it. Might be sort of using the mouse and just generally orienting himself at what isn't actual chess, but just like mini chess, if you like. I'm sure it must have taken some getting used to. So I would say that he would have a better chance. I would say he would have a fantastic chance. If you added up his poker skills and his chess, he would have a great chance. They both would, actually. I think they'd do better than the typical chess player, maybe. Okay, so we've got, let me see, we have 1, 6, 7, 13 points. Not great for Matt. No queen in those 5 cards. 13 points, excuse me. But they've both done it. They've both gone for it. Small pot, though, hey?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Standard pawns in front of the king. Matt's going to deploy his rook. No, he's going to push his pawn up there, which I don't like. That pawn should be further back defending the king. Bill's got four pieces to deploy. You see, that's exactly what I was suggesting. That's where I would put my pawn. Right next to my king, covering any unpleasantness in that direction or in that direction. So I like that very much. Rook on an open file. Great chess, great placement, great choker placement. Rook counters it. This is already becoming a much higher level contest.
Yeah, this is fun to watch. At first it was a bit choppy, just like the first game. It seemed almost, just getting acclimated, right? Now they seem like they're kind of getting the flow and the understanding of how the game should be played.
Talking of choppy, Jeff, it's looking a bit more choppy in the Virgin Islands there.
Yeah.
Both seems to be going up and down a bit. Knight, that's a good square. That's a very good square for defensive purposes. I think when you have a fairly low hand, when you don't have that many points, you certainly don't have a queen, you have to be thinking of defense all the time. And I reckon maybe he should put his bishop there or there, just to extra defense later on. Oh, 2 rooks. So Bill's already up on point count. He's placed 2 rooks and a pawn against rook, knight, and pawn. So Matt's got a bishop now. If Bill were to show a queen here, that would be very big. That would be very, very big. He's also got a rook here, coming down here potentially if Matt's not careful, which is very unpleasant. I'm surprised Matt didn't actually try and cover that. Okay, we're in the chess phase. There goes the bishop. Oh, that's nasty. That's a great move. That bishop is threatening to take that rook on the diagonal. Much better placement from Bill now. King there. Oh, he's missed it. Come on, bishop takes rook. Boom. Yeah, you should have seen that, Matt. That's why Bill put it there.
Matt in his head is thinking, I'm the better. He's got to be saying, he's making some uncharacteristic mistake. It shows you he understands. He gets the game, and he's a little frustrated by a few of the plays. I think also the clock has gotten in the head because a couple of these matches have come down to clock, so guys are trying to play quick, and it can backfire.
Oh, Bill is playing so much quicker now. Goodness me! I mean, he would have spent 20 seconds on that move earlier on in this matchup. So watch this other rook coming down here. This
Bill's dancing a bit. Look at him. He's feeling. He's getting into it.
He's enjoying himself.
He's having fun.
Oh, great move! Great move. Now the next thing you should do is play pawn there and zap that knight from right out of its square. No, you can't move the bishop. You can't move your king anywhere. Okay, that's good. Huddle up. That's the best way to play. Well played. That's good play, Matt. He seems disappointed. Good move by Bill, threatening bishop takes knight, liquidating. As we've said, when you have a point advantage, every exchange helps you. So Matt needs to avoid that, needs to move that knight out of the way. He doesn't want that knight to be taken. It'll be so much easier for Bill to organize a victory. No, he's let him take it. That's a mistake. He'll take it now. Best move would be to take the knight. And then after the recapture, we're talking 2 rooks against a bishop, which is 10 against 3, whereas it was 13 against 6. So you can see how, as a proportion, the material advantage increases. 2 rooks against a bishop, that is overwhelming. Rook hits the bishop, played quickly. Now, we would want to see probably this pawn coming here at some point, although he needs to move his rook. Good move. Now there's a checkmating net danger. Matt's escaped. Good move. Check. King goes up the board. Now, there is a nasty, that's it, well played, threatening mate, but now pawn there deflects the bishop. Yeah, he hasn't quite seen that, but he'll probably figure it out. He's 82 seconds against 25 anyway. This is...
Wow.
Oh, rook takes pawn finishes it. Rook takes pawn is absolutely the end. Rook takes pawn would be check to the king. Oh, he missed it. Matt saw that, and he's averted it, but that's only a temporary respite. Good move. Rook attacks the bishop.
Yeah, Matt's shaking his head. He knows. He sees. I think he feels the power of Wild Bill. We like to call him Wild Bill. I think he's kind of realizing that Bill's got some chess ability,
and he's also got all the pieces. So he's got 2 rooks against a bishop, 10 points against 3. He could even, if he wanted to, promote one of his pawns. Now we could be doing the old staircase checkmate there. The staircase checkmate. Will this be the staircase checkmate again? It looks like it will be. It's the staircase checkmate. Rook takes bishop is mate. Bill wins. He's going to see it. I think he's just savoring it. No, he's done it. There you go.
I've never heard that. What's that called? The staircase?
The staircase checkmate. Yeah, because you saw the rooks go almost on adjacent files as they drive the king along. So it's known when we're teaching chess to children. Actually, we call it the staircase checkmate.
Look at this. It's back to 11K to 9K. So this is again, Bill is covering, but what is the big blind? Because this could even be a situation where it's must win either way, even though Bill's covering.
I think it was 1.5. I think it was 1.5, 750.
Okay. So depending what happens here, very, very exciting. Bill upper hand.
So what have we got there? Oh yeah, we got a demotion there because of 3 of the kind. So that knight went down to a pawn. So actually, this is a rather poor hand. Rather poor hand for Matt, I assume. Matt folded. I'm not surprised. That was a very poor hand. 2 knights and 2 pawns with only 1 card to come. Pretty lousy. You'd have to hope you get a queen, which there are only 4 out of 44 cards in the pack. So, yeah. Big blind 2,000. And Matt only getting pawns. But like we discussed, it's not necessarily a fold. But he folded anyway. So Bill's got twice as many chips.
I'm telling you, man, it's all the more valuable in this game where you have the lead, because at any time you could just not cover the big blind. So even though you have chips behind, I would actually, in the future, this would be just a poker player mind, which maybe it doesn't make sense, but my instincts would be that if you have chips, you should be able to play even for less. Like just based on the rules of poker, that would make sense, right? But I don't think it's that big a deal, but there are cases where, if you have 1K chips left or something and the blind's 4K,
Oh, something
wow.
crazy happened. Did you see what happened to Matt there? He got 3 queens, 2 of which were demoted to pawns.
Wow. I have not seen that yet.
That's never happened, certainly.
Double demoted. Look at his face. He was like, oh, his like face jaw dropped. It's like, what's
completely fed up with that.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's still got a very decent hand. We can't see what Bill's got, but we know that Matt's got, let me see, 14, 17. 9, 5, and 3. He's got 17 points. Fairly decent. Bit unlucky with those queens. I mean, if he'd have got any, like a knight or a bishop or a rook, that would have stayed with him. It wouldn't have been demoted.
Yeah, this is it. I mean, we're talking game, clash, match, right? This is for all of it. This is to move on. And this is Bill with Matt's all in, correct? 13K pot. So this is a must-win game for Matt.
Yep.
Keep an eye on those clocks, 150 seconds around each, which plenty of time at the moment, but we are still in the phase of the piece placing. So position right here again, a lot of 82 trillion possibilities. So who knows what we're going to see here, but this is it. Matt's got to really focus in here.
I think Bill's done something clever. He's put his rook behind his bishop, but the bishop can come out there and give check on the first move, opening up the rook. That's really clever. Okay.
Bill might be. Is it too early to? I mean, Bill needs to get through this against Matt. But could Bill threaten for the cup? Do you think his ability? Does he have that? Does he have enough of what it takes?
You know, he just needs to practice a little bit more, because the more he plays, the better he's getting every single time. Every single hand he's getting better. Now be careful, Matt, where you put that queen. Be careful. Okay, but this Matt should win this. I mean, it's just that he's got a queen. Although the material disparity isn't that big. It's what, 13, 16 plays 18. Okay, starts with the bishop check. Good move.
Yeah, no. So we saw 3 of the 4 queens. So the chance of Bill having a queen is very slim. And as we see, he didn't. And Bill shaking his head a bit.
I think Bill might have thought that was mate. Actually, he looks a bit disappointed. Okay, now Bill needs to huddle, because that queen is a very dangerous piece. His rook and bishop, Bill's rook and bishop, won't be able to do any damage, so he needs to be careful now. He just needs to hunker down. Okay, his only move is king there, so he just got to play that quickly, which he's done. Queen check again.
Feels like Matt's got a huge advantage. Is that correct?
Only he has now if he takes that pawn. That was a mistake by Bill. He should have repeated the position. Check. Oh, no, that doesn't help. Now Bill's he's in real danger, because the queen is threatening the pawn, the king is threatening the bishop. Only move is bishop there. Well played. that was the only move to stay in the game.
But he's in trouble though.
Yeah, he's in trouble. I mean, he's got 14 points. 10 points, plays 13. So, but nevertheless, it's really hard for Bill to actually get anywhere. Do you notice how all Bill's played, Matt, to get anywhere? Bill's played very cleverly. Every single one of Bill's pieces is on a white square, and that's the color of the square that his bishop covers. So that means that they're very well coordinated. Bishop defends rook, pawn defends bishop, pawn defends pawn. So he set up this super solid formation that Matt's going to have to find a way of breaking down, which isn't going to be easy. And I think it's going to come down to the clock again, actually, Jeff. So Rook there.
Yeah, it looks like the game got out of hand for Bill, and now it looks like he's maneuvering a couple offensive moves as well. So he's
and Matt's made a concession. Matt's made a concession. So Matt's trying to. Ooh, that wasn't. Oh, yeah. Now Matt needs to play pawn takes pawn and win that pawn. He needs to take that pawn and then take it off with the bishop as well. And then Bill's won a pawn, but Bill's won a pawn back. Now that bishop has to go somewhere that it protects the pawn. Well done. Good chess. Now rook to here keeps it all together. Okay. Oh, he's blundered. Matt's blundered his queen, and Bill spotted it before I did. Now Bill's actually winning. Bill's actually winning. Rook takes queen. He's got a bishop and a pawn. Now, the way that white wins this position, is by, we're going to see this for the first time in the Choker Cup, he's got to promote the pawn. So he's somehow got to get this king out of the way and then move that pawn while simultaneously winning those 2 pawns. It should
This
be
is
possible.
Intense. I'm trying to see
It should be
what's going
possible, but now
on.
there's a drawing chance because, he's missed it. He's missed it. Okay, king goes back. Now the bishop is still defending the pawn. I think this is going to come down. This is a very difficult technical position to win. It requires great dexterity. And frankly, trying to win it in 48 seconds is really, really hard.
This is intense. I'm trying to follow along here. Matt's clock is what we got to look at. I mean, 23 seconds. So this is very intense. Wow, I'm not sure. I mean, this
it's a race against the clock. Bill's going to win it.
I mean, Bill's got a huge clock advantage.
Yep. Bill's going to win it. I think he's worked it out. He's worked out the winning plan. He's going to take that pawn. And when that pawn goes, the other pawn will go. And when the other pawn goes, this guy's a freebie. He goes down the board. It's what we call a passed pawn. It just flies down the board and makes a queen. He hasn't quite figured out how to detach the king from the pawn, but there is a way. Now, come on. Any king move does it. That's it. Well done.
But
that
time anyway, 8 seconds.
8 seconds, and he knows he's
Matt
losing
feels
his last pawn.
Bill is literally, he's got him.
He's got him. He just needs to get his pawn down the board, make a queen, and deliver checkmate. And he needs to do it in 15 seconds. But Matt's got 3 seconds.
Yeah, the time's not going to matter. It's just it.
There goes the pawn down the board.
It's 1, and that's going to do it. I think
he's going to get a new queen. Doesn't matter. 8 seconds to 0.
He's got no time. What do we?
Yeah, the game should update in a minute.
What?
Draw?
Did Bill time out? What happened? Matt.
Maybe
why
Bill
did it
timed
draw?
out, but as far as I could see, it was Matt that timed out. So that confuses me. But we'll just have to play on. I'm very confused by that, I have to say. But it's a draw, so no change to the pot. So there's we think there may have been a technical issue, but...
Was it Bill disconnecting? They say nothing in life 0 or 100%. I mean, that may have been an example of Saved by the Bell. I don't really know what happened there. Bill won?
Bill has won, we think. Yeah, Bill has won. I'm pretty sure that Bill did not time out. I'm pretty sure that it was actually Matt who timed out.
Oh, there it is.
Win, and there it is officially.
Bill Perkins gets it done in the clash of the poker chess players, however you want to word it. Bill Perkins gets it, comes back from 2-0. Quite fascinating. That was really fun to watch, and a little confusing at the end on what happened. But we saw that Bill, clearly the time ran out for Matt. Yes. So that is Bill Perkins showing you a textbook comeback there.
Yeah, the message on the screen said insufficient mating material. If it had been the other way around, if Bill had timed out, because Matt was down only to a king, you can't give checkmate with just a king, so you don't lose in time in those circumstances if your opponent does not have what's called mating material. But actually, it was Bill who had what we thought 6 seconds, I guess, Jeff, something like that. He managed to just keep enough time to win the game. So Bill goes through. That's amazing. Come down from what 2-0 down to win 3-2.
Man.
Gosh, that was remarkable.
That was fun. That might have been, honestly, I mean, for me at least, maybe it depends, right? It depends on what you're looking for. But for my personal viewing, there was a lot of excitement, a lot of drama, right? And we saw 3-2 versus 3-0. So that there was, we really got that game 5 sort of pressure and excitement all the way. That was great.
We did. We saw a lot more choker. And I think we also saw poker strategy, we saw chess strategy, we saw brilliant chess, we saw the odd blunder, we saw everything and we also saw betting strategy, and we saw everything that poker can bring to you. And it just shows really that your chess strength isn't necessarily the be all and end all. Anybody can win. Anybody can win a choker. You just have to learn how to play choker, not just learn how to play chess and how to play poker. There's definitely some choker skills that you need to acquire, and I think we just saw Bill acquire those choker skills as he played. It's remarkable.
That was intense.
Well, Jeff, I'd say that was certainly the best choker contest we've seen so far in the competition. 3-2, lots and lots of action. People very nearing elimination. Bill very near elimination, surviving twice. Lots of canny betting, lots of folds, unlike the 2 previous matches with the chess players, I think reflecting the fact that we had people with much more knowledge of poker, professional poker players involved. But at some point, the world of chess will meet the world of Choker, and then we'll see where the balance lies. I can't wait for that. So until next week on Thursday, Jeff, thanks very much indeed for commentating.
I appreciate it.
It was hugely enjoyable. And
Had
thanks
a great
for sharing
time.
your insights. Jeff Gross, professional poker player, over $5 million in earnings. We couldn't have had more interesting insights into the poker and Choker. Thanks very much indeed.
Cheers.
Yep, Bill, I can hear you. And so congratulations on a tremendous win, coming back from 2-0 down to win 3-2. Did you gradually just get acclimatized to Choker?
I play on my boat. I'm playing poker. I play chess on my phone mainly, so I didn't have my mouse, right? And so that was a strategic blunder, I think, in the beginning. And then once I got the mouse going, I was like, okay. Here we go. You know what I mean?
Look,
and so
for sure, speed chess is all about the mouse. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's the mouse. I play on a phone where it's like touch.
Right. Yeah, the response just isn't as quick when you're playing a super fast game of chess. I also noticed that I think Matt also became I don't know, slightly less focused. It was just interesting that you played that incredibly clever bishop placement in the top corner on the H8 square, on the black square, just eyeing up his rook in the corner. We don't have a fantastic quality, Bill. So we don't have fantastic quality, I understand, on the internet. So I'm just going to just congratulations again. I look forward to seeing you on June the 11th when you'll be in the semifinals. You're going to play the winner of next week's match between Alexandra Botez and the wild card. And it was really great having you on the show and seeing you enjoying Choker, certainly in the second half of the match. So thanks very much indeed for joining us, and we'll see you again.
Okay, thank you very much. Definitely more enjoyable in the second half. Take it easy.
Bye. So thank you very much, everyone.